Good morning, my friends. I know I look kind of crazy, but so we just see my ketone reading and it was low. Look, I did really well on my eating yesterday, but I did do kind of a high amount of total carbs, so I'm wondering if that was it. And my sugar was a little elevated. It's usually a little bit lower than that, but here's what I'm wondering, and I want to ask you guys. I'm gonna do some research. I just started my cycle and I'm wondering if that affects my numbers at all. So I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, so I've been trying to, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't been that successful at being super strict, but I've been the last few days really checking out everything. But like I said yesterday, I did go over my total carbs. I was at like 35 total carbs, which is pretty high for me. But my fats were good, so my protein was good too. So I don't know. So that's gonna be the thing. Let's try to get our asses back into ketosis. It's been a struggle for me. I'm not gonna lie to you to get into ketosis for myself right now. I get into it a little bit throughout the day, and then I'll wake up the next morning and it's done. So we're doing something different that our body isn't liking. We need to fix it. I know a lot of you guys think that I like have the answers to everything. It isn't. It's a guessing game for all of us, you know, like, oh, okay, well, let's try this, let's do this. So we're gonna have a full day of eating today. Today is off day at the gym, so we're gonna be around the house. So I'm actually gonna start my bulletproof coffee. I'm going to actually be using out of MCT oil. I'm going to use the Perfect Keto MCT oil powder, and I'm going to use some Carrie's butter, whip it up on Starter Fit. You guys have seen me make it a ton of times, but that's usually the first thing I have every day, and it's my favorite. And I'm using my Ding Dong K-Cup. These are just pure Arabica coffee. Some people were like, oh, there's 9 carbs per, there is not. There's not even a nutritional label. Coffee does have carbs. I think it's like 2 carbs per K-Cup. That's what you're gonna get. But yeah, there's not like any added sugar or anything. It's just artificial flavor. But yeah, all right, so let's get this day started. We'll have some coffee and let's figure out what the hell we're doing. So, and I'm also gonna do some Googling on the whole menstrual cycle and ketone reading, see what that says. But all right, let's do this. All right, so this is what your coffee's gonna look like. You're gonna see like the butter. I put everything in first, and then the hot coffee melts everything. And then I just use this little Zule thing. I think I have one of them in my Amazon store. I always forget to update that. And then I just froth it up, and it just mixes everything. I also sweeten it with some whole earth sweetener. That's my favorite sweetener. I know some people might say like, oh, that might be what kicked you out. It isn't, because I've been using that from the jump. So Splenda definitely kicks me out, but this whole earth is like a monk fruit stevia mix. It's all good. I don't have any issues with that. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna have, and it'll be my first meal. And also what I do, people ask about the carb manager, is I go in and make my own recipe, because each person puts something different in there. Some people don't like to put coconut oil or coconut powder. Some people don't like butter. Whatever. I put heavy cream in mine, so people don't do that. So make it your own. But yeah, here is our coffee in our Elvis cup, because he is the king of rock and roll. And yeah, so here you go. All right, so it's only like 9:15. I've been up since about, I don't know, I want to say 6. So I'm gonna have one of these alkaline waters. I've been really trying to get my water in, so I've been trying to have 2 of these a day. The thing is, though, is people were saying like, oh, it's really not had a benefit. Because of the pH being so high, you're able to actually drink these a lot faster, and it does have the added electrolytes as well. So you need a lot of water while you're on keto. So I also just got a message. Hold on, I want to talk to you guys about this. I got a comment, it was on one of my videos, saying it was too much. How did she say it? Oh, 70 grams of protein. It was like ideal if you wanted 140 pounds, you take half of that, that'll be your protein, right? 140 of fat, 70 of protein. And she said, that's not enough. Like, that's only like 2.5 ounces of meat. I don't understand where you, like, that's what are you eating that's 70 grams of protein for only 2.5 ounces? Like, I don't think she was calculating things right, because I was like, that's not right. Because like you guys have seen full days of my eating, I'm at about 80 grams of protein right now, and like your girl eats good. Like I'm even, hold on, Benny, come here. Like I'm even able to do like protein shakes. I've had burgers. I mean, I have chicken thighs. I mean, I eat the things. So, and I'm never starving. But like me and Leo were talking about this too. What works for me is you don't have to follow my macros. I know Nicole Burgess is doing just I think she got her calculator from just the Carb Manager app. She's doing like over 100 grams of protein, and she's finding success with it. It's to each person. Each person is individual, and how they do it is up to them, okay? This is just what works for me. This is how I choose to do the keto diet. You don't have to count macros. You don't have to follow my macros. You can do whatever. Make it fit you. Make this lifestyle fit you. And if you see success, if you see movement, if you're seeing the things, then stick with it. You know, this is just how I'm doing it. And you guys have asked, and I wanted to share it with you. Okay, so it's not a like blanket. You don't, it's not all one size fits all. You're unique in that way, so do what fits you. But this is just how I do it, and I like to share simple meals. Today we are going to do the pork belly. I wanted to tell you that, guys, that because I've gotten a lot of questions. Usually during the summer we do barbecue it or like smoke it. Is that what we do? We smoke it. But it's 5 degrees outside. Like, I'm not bullshitting. It's 5, that many outside. So we're not going out there. But we're gonna cook it on the oven, but I'm gonna make our own rub. I have been staying away from all store ingredient mixes, Italian powdered dressings, powdered ranch dressings, all those things, because there's so much added shit in them that it's just not working. I've even been staying away from my Sazon. Now, if you're new to keto, lazy keto, whatever, try out the Sazon. It's legit so good, but I have been making my own because, again, I'm just trying to clean things up for myself, because it's not only about hitting this magic number on the scale. I want to lean out, and I love the way I feel where I'm in like that aggressive ketosis, where I'm like hitting them numbers. I feel really well. I sleep really well. I don't need as much sleep. I'm not tired. I'm not bloated. Like, I have super good mental clarity. I'm in a better mood. I feel like the boss bitch that I truly am, and that's my goal for life, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and make our own rub, and I'll show you like how Leo cuts it and everything. He is peeing in the bathroom today, so we're gonna let him do his thing. But how long do you think we would have to cook that, Lee?
I don't know.
A couple hours, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a few hours.
Yeah, like low and slow, right?
Yeah, depending on the size, that's what matters.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like a low and slow type thing. So probably, you know, 2, 3, 4 hours depending on how big. And then we're going to throw it into the broiler at high so it gets real crispy. It's gonna be good, y'all. But all right, yeah, I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I'm gonna finish this water, and then I'll see you on the next meal, okay? Don't forget to get your water in. Water is super important. All right, let's go. All right, so it's about almost 10 o'clock, and I'm gonna start making, like, I guess this is gonna be like our breakfast lunch. Leo's painting the bathroom, and guys, it's really turning into a really bad project because that's how life is. So I'm giving him his space. But I have these burgers, these patties cooking. I just have them over some foil. But let me show you. I got them at Mariano's. They were about to go, like, expired. So I picked them up. I picked up the 2 packs. They are the Signature Series Chuck Brisket burgers. They're the very best burgers. Fresh beef burgers, 5.3 ounce patties. So they're really big. What are you doing, Ben? But the macros are legit. So 38 fat, 0 carb, 24 protein. And these are big, guys. So I'm gonna put like some lettuce on mine and all the fixins. And Leo's gonna have a double. I didn't do cheese on mine when I did them yesterday. So that's what we're gonna have. But these are really, really good. Like, I wish I would have picked up more. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna have. But because I'm cooking them on the stovetop, I gotta clean up my kitchen a little bit. You guys know when there's one project, it leaks into the whole house. But I'm gonna cook them on low, and then cover them up and let them cook through because it takes a while. And yesterday I burnt mine a little bit. So yeah, that's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have some burgers, and we're gonna prepare our rub for our pork, and we'll probably put our pork on, I would say probably around noon, so we could eat it around 4 is what I'm imagining. So yeah, that's the plan. All right, so here's my burger. I just put a little bit of seasoning on top. This is 50 grams of like a head of lettuce. I'm gonna put a little bit of this mild giardiniera on there for less than 1 carb. I love this stuff, it's so good. I'm gonna do a little spicy mustard. This is that avocado, like got your number avocado guacamole mix from Trader Joe's. I'm gonna put that on there and a little bit of mayonnaise and just eat it like that. But let me dress it up real quick and I'll show you guys. But these are really, really good, and I've been really digging spicy mustard lately. All right, so here is like my open face burger. Like I told you, that's about 50 grams of a head of lettuce. I think it's like iceberg lettuce or something. Some spicy mustard. I got 15 grams, so 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of mild giardiniera, and 1 packet of the Got Your Number guacamole from Trader Joe's, and 1 of those burgers. So we'll throw all this into my carb manager. I think I might also have some pork rinds with them as well. We got the 4505, so I might put some of those out. We'll see though. I'm gonna see if I'm full off this. But this is going to be our first meal. I definitely recommend these burgers if you can find them, guys. They're really, really good. All right, guys, so I have this just little mason jar here. You guys seen me, I made ice cream in this before, but I cleaned it out. So we're gonna use this, and I'm going to store my rub in here. I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know, I'm just gonna put it in here. If I like it, then I could always make it again, and I'll just keep storing. I wanna try to just break down all my, like spices into like these jars, and so everything will be the same size, you know, but that's like a big task for me. I'm not a very organized person. So anyways, let's start, okay? So this is going to be like a sweet heat. I've made different types of ones before, but I found this one and I thought it sounded a little bit better because it is using a brown sugar, and that's what I wanted to use. So we got like real, like bubbly and crispy, kind of, you know, like you would see in like a lot of, like pork and stuff like that, they will use like a brown sugar, but this is the Swerve brown sugar, so it is a erythritol based one. You can use I think it's the Lakanto Golden is the same. It's just like same version, but we're gonna need 1/4 of a cup. Okay, so I got 1/4 of a cup. All right, so 1/4 of a cup of Swerve brown sugar. Okay, next up is our other seasonings. We're gonna do 1 tablespoon of salt. This one calls for pink Himalayan salt. We're just gonna use, I have sea salt, so that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna use 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika. Make sure it is smoked. The smoked is really going to change the game as far as flavor. We're gonna do 1 tablespoon of black pepper. So I'm just gonna grind the shit out of a bunch. We're gonna do 1 tablespoon of onion powder. I'll leave this down below as well so you guys can check it out. It's better off, guys, to make your own rubs and seasonings, because if you were to buy like the ones at the store, they're gonna have a ton, we just finished that, a ton of sugar in them, okay? So this is a cleaner version for you. And you know, you can make it your own. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of cumin, so that's where the heat's gonna start coming in. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, some more heat. That's why I have the plate, just in case I don't wanna dump into the jar like that, because too much seasoning will ruin it. 1 teaspoon of celery salt. And lastly, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So sweet heat, okay? Trust me, I put cinnamon in my chili and it tastes bomb. People do it, or they also do like chocolate, like cocoa. That does it too. It brings out the heat. It brings out like the warmth in it. So trust. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just gonna break everything up. Let me move this out of the way so you guys can see. Because the brown sugar, it like clumps, you want to make sure everything is broken up really nicely and really mixed in together, okay? Because you're gonna, this is gonna be your rub for your pork belly. You can also use this on chicken. You can use it on pork chops, ribs, whatever you want to use it on. But today we're using it on a pork belly. I try to make these like dressings or seasonings in the videos so you guys have stuff, you know, for multiple uses. You know what I mean? I know that a lot of you guys live where it's still warm and you guys are still barbecuing and stuff, so this would be really good, especially with like Super Bowl coming. If you guys wanted to smoke some ribs or something, or smoke a pork belly or a pork butt, whatever, this would be a really nice rub for it. I want to buy Leo a smoker. That's going to be hopefully for like Father's Day. I'm going to get him one. A gift for all of us. So yeah, anyways, I'm just making sure everything's all mixed. And there is our, put our jar in there so it stays real fresh. And there is our sweet heat rub. Perfect.
Or have him go over there.
Benny, you guys have to see what he does. Go get your ball, Benny. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Come on. He knows every time you're in this corner that you're about to. Look at him. He's not making you nothing. Look at him. Where's your daddy doing? He making you some food? No. You're so freaking cute. I can't stand how cute. Look at how cute you are. You're so cute, Papacito. Say hi. Hi. Say hi. I'm so cute. He's really, look at him. This dog. All right. So we about to, all right. So what we have right here is just a whole pork belly, right?
Mm-hmm.
People have never seen us make one before. Some people are new, you know. So we usually make them a lot during the summer. Cause
how much else you want to make? Just like half of it, maybe.
Could do more than half, then we could have tacos. So what we're gonna do is bake it, but you can. Yeah.
We'll make tacos out of this one.
Yeah. So you could see this is basically what they make bacon out of, right? Yeah. But they finally slice it and they dry it or something, or right?
They brine it and then they cook it and then they slice it.
Yeah. So you cook it on the fat side?
Yeah, fat side up.
Fat side up. Okay. All right. I just wanted to tell you guys, you know, so cook it on the fat side up, and then he's gonna score it. Is that what you call it? Mm-hmm. Score it. All right, go for it. What would you like the oven set at?
Probably about 300.
And then you go how deep when you go?
Like a 1/4 inch maybe.
So
depending on how thick it is, this side I want it a little deeper, but on this side it's a little thinner, so I didn't go in quite as deep on this side. Okay. So, but you want about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. Like I said, depends on the thickness.
You like them thick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna preheat our oven to 300. So we have it in a, what is this called? Like a baking or no?
Yeah.
Like a rack?
Like you want it on a rack so it's not like completely submerged in there?
Yeah, because you want it to get crispy on both sides and you don't want to cook it in its own grease. So get a little cooking rack and put it on there. Right?
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, so here's our mix that we have. It smells really good. I did like with the brown sugar. Mm-hmm. You're gonna want to get into all the cracks and crevices. Give it a super good coat because it's almost, what is that coat called, mate? When you make stuff, like when we do like the prime rib, and they make
rub?
Yeah, but you know how like the skin makes that crust? What is that called?
Crust?
No. Like when you do prime rib?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, and it makes like the caps almost. Never mind. I just know that you and Jose talk about it all the time when he makes like, when he smokes stuff and it makes like that thin, that thick.
The crust?
Forget it. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and coat that, get all in there. It smells really, really good. You see how he's like kind of opening it up, and that's what you want to do. So every layer gets some flavor. Bringing them to Flavor Town. Who says that?
Guy, Fieri.
Yeah. Alright, we're just going to cook it without the foil. This is probably going to take at least 3, maybe 4 hours. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's let Leo wash his hands, and we're going to put you in the oven. So we're going to start our timer for about 2 hours. Check it. It is going to be uncovered, 300 degrees on the oven, low and slow. Is there any temperature or anything that we should think about? Babe?
I don't know. It should be at least the internal temp you wanted at least about 150, I guess.
So internal temp at least 150, but low and slow. So it's going to be a few hours. This is something that if you were having a barbecue or something, or people over, you put it out in the morning, and it'll be great because it's freezing around here, so the house is going to smell good and it's going to be nice and warm. And we're just going to slice it up. We're going to do a side of Brussels sprouts, but I am going to fry my Brussels sprouts in this ghee. I got this from Trader Joe's. So it's like a clarified butter. So it has like a higher smoke temperature. We're gonna fry them in that with a little bit of onion salt. It's gonna be real good. And that's gonna be dinner. So usually we just cut it in slices and it's delicious. It's very, very good. But all right, we'll let that cook. We'll check on it periodically. And then I'm probably gonna have a snack because I'm a little hungry, but I'll be back. All right, so we had it going for, I wanna say, about 50 minutes. Wait, oh, that looks so good. It does shrink too, guys, so don't feel like, oh, this is too big of a piece or something like that. They do shrink, and you can see like on the outskirts too, it's nice and crispy right here. And then you can see all the juices coming to the top, nice and slow, so it won't dry out, okay? So let's temp it. We're gonna go along this back end, and Leo said 150 degrees, so I feel like just be careful because the pan's hot, okay? So let's see what it says. Well, I actually think this might be done. Yeah, I think it's actually 150 on the head. Want to tempt this, Lee, so you can see if what you... Oh, hold on, I can come with you. Yeah, it's hitting like 150, right?
Yeah, okay.
That's good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, 150. Does that feel good? So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to run out and get my kids from school real quick, but we're going to take this and we're going to actually throw it in the broiler, so this part, so it gets nice and crispy, like a nice crispy crust. So I'll be right back. Let me go get my kids and then we will start the second part, but we are done. So it took about 2.5 hours. All right, so I am going to turn the oven on to broil high. We're going to do it until it gets a nice crispy crunch. I'm going to take a little bit more of this and just kind of put it over there. So it's good. Leo dove into it already. So we're going to throw that in. And then, so it has a little bit more, just so that it can get nice and dark and crispy. And this will go into the oven. We're going to start on our sides. Hold on one second, let me throw this in. We're going to have some Brussels sprouts. Go wash them, right here. My kids, I make them change out. I make the girls change out of their school clothes right into their pajamas and wash their hands as soon as they get home. because we don't want the flute. But
I'm getting my flu shot tomorrow.
you are getting your flu shot.
No.
And then just cover up. So there's one side, and I'll get everything ready. So we're gonna have Brussels sprouts, and then we're gonna have the pork belly, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of barbecue sauce for my kids. I'll show you how I'm gonna set it up, but dinner is coming together, so we're gonna steam these up. Brussels sprouts aren't the lowest. I think the macros are on here. It's about 5 carbs for 8 Brussels sprouts. So I mean, not the lowest version, but it is what it is. They're really good for you, so sometimes you gotta, you know, that's kind of why I save out my carbs, is for my veggies. So yeah, let's cook these up and I'll be back. All right, so I had it in the broiler for about, I don't know, 6-7 minutes, just so we got a little crispy. So there you go. That is our pork belly, and how you cut it is exactly on the pre-made slices. Does that look so good? You got yogurt on your face, Mama. Go clean yourself up. But all right, I'm gonna cut this up and serve up my kids some food because they are starving, and I'll be right back. So here is our pork belly, and you'll see that they have these cuts already on them, and I just transferred it to a cutting board. Look at that. And then I just cut this way. So you can see here is the top. And then the thickness. So really, really good. So everybody gets a piece. You want to try a piece? Mm-hmm. You want more? Mm-hmm. Okay, wait, Becky, wait. I'm gonna cut it up. All right, let me feed these kids, but you can see nice and juicy. You can see a really nice crust. Perfection. So low and slow, guys. This rub is the bomb. I would link this one down below, but let me cut this up and then I'll be right back. I have planned for 6 ounces, so what I did was I weighed out 6 ounces, and I've been picking off my plate instead of picking out of here. So what I do is I just cut everything up along those cuts that we made, and I just put everything in here, and then people can, well, serve everybody from this dish, and then I wrap it up and I store it that way. The kids are already done, they're full, but this came out good. We are almost done with our Brussels sprouts, and then I'll serve up my plate. But this was the best rub I came up with. This one was a winner. Winner, pork dinner. Get what I did there? Huh. All right, let me finish up and I'll be right back. All right, so here's gonna be my dinner. I mean, we're on these classy paper plates, but it's all good. So it was 6 ounces of pork belly, but I did go ahead and just snack on some. And then this is a serving size of Brussels sprouts with half a tablespoon of Carrie's butter. And that's gonna be dinner. Now, let me show you the sauce. Benny, stop up. Benny, come here. I'm gonna give Leo this Rufus Teague's homemade. Leo likes this Rufus Teague's made some sauce, sugar-free, smoke and chipotle. This one's actually really good. It doesn't have, it's sweetened with stevia. So if you guys seen this at your store, you can check this out, but Leo loves it. It does have a kick to it. These are my jam. These are the Chalk Zero white chocolate chips. They have like a bark, like a peppermint, or like a bark, what's it called? Like a pecan bark or something like that. All their stuff is so good. I mean, I've never tried anything from them that was not heavenly, like so freaking good. I heard they're even coming out with peanut butter cups, but I do have a discount code down below for them to save yourself some money if you want to try it out. If you don't want to, it's all good, whatever. But these are legit fire. I like these better than like Lily's, because I feel like Lily's gives me, not to be like TMI, but like bubble guts, and this doesn't mess up my stomach, and it doesn't mess with my ketone readings. I'll take a ketone reading after this, and you guys will see, we'll see how it is. But yeah, this one is like so good. So yeah, I'm gonna have a serving of this. I believe it's like 70. I'm gonna weigh them out on my scale, but they're very, very good. And then let me go ahead and pull up my app so you guys can see. Let's see. All right, so we're at 161 grams of fat, 55 grams of protein, 14. I don't ever worry about calories, guys. I just worry about hitting these macros. But I know a lot of you guys are real interested in calories. So 1408 a total of 9 net carbs, but a grand total of 22 carbs total and 13 grams of fiber. So I'm digging that. I think they're pretty spot on. A lot of people ask how you enter recipes. See this little plus sign? You would just hit that and then hit again for new, and then you just click recipe, and then you just build your recipe that way, okay? So if you guys were interested, but yeah, so if you could see my little chart, it's all fat, very little protein, and very little moderate, you know what I mean. 2% carbs, 12% protein, 85% fat. So that's what I'm talking about. So hopefully this helps you guys, kind of give you some ideas. I know a lot of you wondered how to cook that pork belly in the oven, so there you go. I'll link if any of the recipes I used, like for that rub, I will link it down below so you guys could check it out. I got, you know, any of the discount codes that I mentioned, there'll be listed down below. All the things. So, all right, guys, if you guys are new here, please consider subscribing. Stick around. We do this keto thing quite a few times a week, and we real friends around here. It's a good place to be. So make sure you stick around and all the things. But I will see y'all on the next one. Take it easy, friends.